Here on Midvale Main Street to make the point that it is Main Street businesses, not giant corporations, that deserve the small business loans that were funded by taxpayer dollars. And we need these dollars to get to our small businesses to help them survive the economic shutdown due to the coronavirus emergency. Congress has approved nearly $700 billion in small business administration loans in response to the economic crisis that's hitting small businesses throughout Utah because they've been shut down due to the COVID-19 public health crisis. So over the past few days, the phones in my office have been ringing off the hook. And quite frankly, I'm alarmed at the stories that I'm hearing from small businesses who are trying to access these critical loans and keep getting put to the back of the line. They're not able to access the loans that were created for the very purpose of helping them to stay afloat throughout this crisis. Small business owners are desperately seeking answers about why their loan applications are in limbo, why companies like AutoNation and Shake Shack have already received millions in taxpayer-funded loans while they are forced to wait at the back of the line and not know if there will be enough money for them when their time has come. So I've been hearing from every type of small business, from small travel companies to personal trainers to physical therapists, plumbers and HVAC contractors, and tuxedo rental shops, all of whom are getting hit so hard by this pandemic. And these are hardworking people who have really put their lives into building up their business and lives and their employees' lives. And we just spent $3 trillion of their tax money to fund the recovery, including programs like this payroll protection program. And they keep getting bumped to the back of the line. That is wrong. It isn't fair to the thousands of hardworking Utah families and the employees who really are relying upon the jobs with these businesses to continue to stay afloat themselves and to put food on the table for their kids. People have poured their life savings and years of work into these businesses, and these businesses employ thousands of Utahns that in turn support their families with these paychecks. The intent of the SBA loan programs was for businesses to keep issuing paychecks and to limit the financial stress on everyday Utah families. So the rollout of the PPP program, the payroll protection program by Treasury and by the Department of the SBA, has gone from bad to worse. Monday we received reports that most community banks trying to assist their customers, they found themselves continuously kicked out of the SBA's faulty computer system. So even though money is available, the small banks aren't able to access it to process the loans for their customers. And that doesn't affect the sophisticated big companies. It is affecting the small businesses that are relying on a local community bank to get these vital loans. People are wondering if, and you can't blame them for thinking this, but is the whole program rigged in favor of very large banks and their very well-connected customers? They can't help but wonder if this program is rigged to put them at the back of the line so well-connected big banks and big customers get the loans at the expense of the little guy. Congress has yet to see the list of approved loans. Who is getting these loans? And I want to get a list. I want to be able to see who's getting these loans so we can be sure where billions of dollars in taxpayer money has ended up. So where we are right now is simply unacceptable. That's why I sent a letter to the Treasury Department, to the Secretary, and that's why I sent a letter to the Secretary of the Treasury and to the SBA, the Small Business Administrator, demanding a full accountability of loans that have been issued to date. We need answers for the struggling small businesses that we've told that help is on the way. We made this money available for them. We said we're going to provide some resources. Help is on the way to help you get through this, and then they're not able to access these loans. Taxpayers deserve answers about how and where their dollars are spent. We need to give answers to the taxpayers. They deserve the answers about how and where their dollars are being spent. Our nation's economy and the hardworking American business owners, their employees and their companies and their communities cannot afford the administration to fail at this taxpayer-funded emergency relief effort. we have to succeed. We have to make sure that the dollars are getting to those businesses that have no other recourse so that they can stay afloat, that they can continue to give paychecks to their employees, and so that we can help hardworking Utah families get through this crisis.
So other than a strongly worded letter, what can you do, and at what point does it become a moot point? Because some of these businesses can't hang on forever. They're going to go down.
Yeah, we are, and that was part of the initiative of Congress. We needed to get this money to those businesses as quickly as possible. The economic drop-off was fast, and businesses needed that money as quickly as possible. So the goal was to get it to them as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, what we saw is sophisticated, well-connected businesses swooped in and got their applications in first, got their applications approved first, and gobbled up a lot of this money. So first of all, I want to know who received the money, and we can shine a spotlight on that. Some of them have already given back the money. And once that money is given back, we can reprioritize it to the small businesses who really need it. These loans are forgivable. They shouldn't be forgiven for people who have other places where they can get money. If you're a well-connected, well-to-do business and you have access to the capital markets or other places to get lending, you should look there first, not to gobble up the money that is reserved for our small businesses who have nowhere else to turn.